What up? What up? What's Sibbity? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Wrap Up, aka Kicking It with the Cousins. Tony on the mic, and as always, I'm joined by my mailman, your mailman. That you have to wait an hour after you eat before getting back in the pool, mailman. I'm talking about Oz, the people's mailman. Oz,
What
what's
is up, brother, cuzzo? Welcome everybody to the Hobby Hangout. We chilling here tonight, Thursday night, 9:30 live. You know how we do. The champ is here, baby. The champ is here.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get into that. Now that having to wait an hour before getting into the pool, before we get into the whole thing, because you had your whole pool. And I was thinking, I was like, that was one of the parental myths that I like. It used to really piss me off. And to this day, I don't buy into that, man. I was like, what the hell is gonna happen? There was this whole thing where, oh, you're gonna get like, I don't know if you ever had that, but I remember going to the pool and they were like, yeah, you gotta wait. And I'm like, well, then I don't
Yeah.
want to eat.
Yeah, I just go swim some more.
Yeah,
Hit me up later.
yeah.
Save me a plate.
Yeah, that's one of those parental myths that I
I
never.
guess if you get in too soon, the shock to the body, you can get cramps, and if you get cramps and you don't know how to swim, next thing you know, you're drowning. And if you would have just listened and took your time, you would have never cramped up and drowned. So
Right,
see.
I guess. But I'm like, how can I drown in 4 feet of water? You didn't even let me go in the deep end. So what's the damn point?
Well, if you wanted to be a knucklehead and try to jump in on the deep end, who knows? You
Yeah,
just as a parent, when you have little kids and there's water and you can't be supervising them,
yeah,
24/7, you try whatever you can to keep them out of that water.
I
So
got
if
you.
that's the myth they had to use, hey,
That's fair enough. Fair enough. I'm gonna was there well, I'll give you a chance. I'm gonna read these comments real quick, but was there any other parental myths that you were like they would tell you when you were a kid that you didn't buy into? So just I'll let you think on it while I read these comments. Big John is leading off today. He says, Big John Collector Car says, yo, Big John, congrats on purchasing a new home, man. That's awesome, man. So love to see that.
yes, sir.
Guy Big Blaine down in Texas. What's the damn deal? My face says my favorite cousins. Sports car therapist. Mind is blown. Papa Jim. What's going on, Papa Jim? Papa Jim says, woohoo, great to see the cousins tonight.
Woohoo!
There's your boy.
Who is that, sir? Who is that? Oh, that is Mr. James Luman in the hazy for shazy, baby. What's up?
There you go. James says, happy Thursday, car fam, around the hobby champion today.
You already know.
Uh, and Blaine says National cannot get here fast enough. He said, I'm ready to
Yeah.
trip with my bros. Yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome, man. And something sports car says, good evening, good evening.
Good
Welcome.
evening. Something
So,
sports cards. Welcome, welcome.
for sure. So, like I said, do you any other parental miss, or we'll move on?
Uh, El Cuco.
Oh yeah, I know.
For those of you who don't know, it's kind of like the Spanish boogeyman, El Cuco. So if you were never to listen to your parents, especially at nighttime, and they were trying to get your ass into bed and you were misbehaving, they would be like, listen, keep messing around. El Cuco is going to come and get you. And then once you heard those words, you better get your ass in bed, or you had a nightmare about the boogeyman coming to get your ass that night for misbehaving.
Yeah, nothing like going to bed with the threat of a boogeyman coming to get you. That's really gonna put me to sleep. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that.
Exactly.
But yeah, listen, man. Let's get into the recap. The pool is still standing, correct?
It's still standing now. I'm having what? Well, how can I
It's
say
still
this?
standing. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
That's all I
no,
want to
there's no fear of collapse.
know. Okay.
Now it's just an issue with the tank. I did not realize once they winterized it, they forgot to at least they not that they forgot, they took the cap off of the bottom there to drain the water out of the tank. So obviously the water wouldn't stay over
The
the winter
motor,
and
you mean?
expand. What's that?
The motor or the?
Well, the big tank that sits next to
Oh,
the
I got
motor.
you. I got
That's
you.
where the
Okay.
water, they had the sand filter
Yeah.
and the water goes through there. But there's a little cap at the bottom that holds the water, and then you could take the cap off to let the water release for winterizing. That cap is missing. So as soon as I filled up the pool and turned on the motor, I realized, wait a minute, there is a problem. I'm seeing water shoot out of everywhere, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And I realized there's no damn cap. So now I had to order that. Now that's coming tomorrow through Amazon.
All right.
But needless to say, my daughter could not wait. She has her two cousins over here. They all three of them went swimming, without the motor running. So pool is in use. but hopefully once the cap comes in,
Yeah,
everything will be good. If not, I'll be calling all you guys to try to, figure this out and whatever, get it working.
gotcha. All right. Well, fair enough. So, listen. So last I talked about my Clemente trade being dead.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
did.
What's
Yeah,
good?
I did hear from the gentleman. He just got back from a vacation. Got some stuff going on at home. So I said, hey, listen, take it. I'll be here. Take care of all that stuff. We'll hopefully we get it done. But I did hear back, so that's
That's good.
encouraging.
That's good. Listen, that's awesome. Now, did you reach back out to him after
I
the
did.
show?
I said, "Hey, just touching base one more time." And I said, "Hey, if you're not interested, I'm good with it. Like I know that it's cool." He's like, "Nah, just getting settled back in. Got some stuff going on at home. All everything." So I said, "Wish you the best. I'll be here. Hopefully we get
See
it done
that?
sooner than
See
later."
that could have went one of two ways. You could have got frustrated and you could easily be like, screw this dude, forget it, deal's off. Even if you want to do a deal now, I'm too pissed right now
Yeah,
do the deal. So that's good that you had patience. Now the lines of communication are back open, and that's this hobby. Listen, man, we live in this microwave society where we want everything now. We talk about, oh, we're gonna build this rainbow, we're gonna build this set, but we want to do it in like a week because we
yeah.
can't wait for anything.
We
And
take
like,
the
back in the day, these cats used to take forever. Like, look at Corky, he's been building sets for freaking 30 years, you know what I mean? And you're here like in 1 week, you're like, oh man, whew, that was tough. I got all my eagles, man. That was a really rough one.
yeah. I like to take the remember Veruca from Willy Wonka?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want
I
to
want it now.
yeah. So,
Uh-oh,
ripping and
uh-oh.
flipping car says, "Howdy, y'all."
What's
Debbie
up?
is here. Yeah, Debbie's here too with some good news. The Phillies are finally over
Yo,
500.
I was just seeing, bro, because I keep, the scores pop up on my phone and I keep
Yeah,
seeing that they're winning. I'm like, I don't want to jinx it and actually look, nine times out of 10 when they're playing, I'm usually working anyway. So I was like, I'm not even looking at the record because last year we did the same thing, very slow start. Looked like, we had to do the playing, right?
yeah,
Or however they did, like the third wild card, whatever that shit is now in baseball. So I
yeah.
was like, we shouldn't have been in there last year if the rules weren't the way they were. So it's finally good to see them, at five or over 500. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah. And they got Oakland up next. So Oakland has no business, doesn't care about winning games.
Yeah,
And
well, those are the ones that we lose. We beat, we
yeah,
beat the Dodgers and stuff like that. We'll go up to
yeah,
Oakland and lose. Yeah.
yeah. So, and Blaine says, by the way, I'm splitting a room at a national. At the national, that was a hot button topic on
Yeah.
Instagram. When you guys talked about it last night. Oz and I are splitting a room, so it's
Yeah,
all.
that's I mean, to say, what the gentleman said that, if you have to split a room because you can't afford to go to the national, then you don't need to be going to the national, like real bougie.
Yeah,
It's like, come
it's
on,
all
bro.
good.
Like none of we're not rich. No, nobody, I mean, there's certain people that are gonna be at the national that obviously are worth a lot of money. There's some big wigs, there's some big collectors, but for the most part, we're just hardworking people that love to collect cards. And if we can catch a break, me and Tony want to bunk together or you know, Rob and Ken, Big Ken, supporting Rob. You know what I mean? Like it's like why not, bro? Like how much fun was it last year when it was three of us? It was
Yeah,
me, you, and the commish in one room.
yeah,
We split. The hell.
yeah. We were like Three's Company up in there. It was fun.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
yo,
was
going,
awesome.
we were together. We went out to eat, and then we went to the trade night, and then we came back, and then we're still talking, about all the exciting things that happened that day. Like that, bro. That's what makes
Yes,
everything. That's just icing on the cake.
yeah, that's the thing. Because it's like, all right, we go to the national, we spend all day together, and if you go to your room and I go to my room, we're probably just gonna be texting about the show anyway. So it's cool to just all kind of just
You'd be
congregate.
like, yo, let's meet back up because I
Yeah, I
I'm
was like,
so
what am I
hyped.
gonna do? Yeah, we're
I
just gonna
just got
stare
my
at the.
grill. You know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like so it's nice to share that with people. And hey, to each their own. You know what I mean? So maybe my man's gonna be up in the suite somewhere. I just know I'm gonna be splitting a room, and then we're just gonna spend the money on like top shelf liquor. We're gonna have those big Ace bottles. You ever seen those? It's like a big bottle like this is like $1 million. So uh, look at that. Sports card therapist says that's the 15th time I heard Tony make a Three's Company reference since
There
I've
you
known
go.
him. There you go. Just keep counting because that's
Listen, as a kid watching Three's Company, not only was it fun and funny, the ladies in that show were
yeah,
very pleasing to look at. So as as a 13, 14-year-old, you definitely held held
Held your attention. Yeah. And last but not least, on Monday we talked about that new binder you picked up.
Mm,
Like, like
yes, I got to get working on that, bro. So I got the Michael Jackson history set, minus the 14 cards. So I got a couple things I need to do. So I need to start looking. I found two areas where I believe I can make some hay and get the rest of those cards. And then once I do that, I have a lot of doubles. I got doubles of some of those Sparkle cards. And then I believe John from Sports Reckoning, he hit us up again. He was like, I think he said it was a 20.
I believe so.
Yeah, so I think he said there's about 20 Sparkle cards in there. So I got to go through, see how many that I have. If I have any doubles, try to get the best ones. And then even if I have singles of those, try to buy some that I have some doubles so that I can just, send them to my boy to look at them and see which ones would be best for grading, and maybe put a little love into them, little Kirk
Yeah.
card care, uh, little roly here, little swipey here. Get that to a 9 or a 10 after all these years from 1996.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to sending those, then getting those Sparkle cards, sending them to PSA. Another fun little project, side little project.
Yeah. If you get them to our buddy, Dave, I guess, could probably take care of him. You could take him to the national and get him, hand them
Yeah,
in.
well, that's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's
So,
that's my boy.
yeah.
Dave.
uh,
Wax
so
on, wax off, baby, as the Irish cry.
got
Commission the house. What's up, baby?
commish, stay to the end. We got some Oz doesn't even know what's in this
I do
box.
not know what's in that box. What is that?
Just
Can you give it like a little hint? Like what do we
it's some stuff.
That's whack.
Some stuff. Actually, I'm very happy that I have this box because you and the commish and some others had some opinions on some of the stuff that's in the box that I want to
Huh.
talk
Good or
about.
bad?
But, a little bit of both. Before we get to that, we might as well get it over with. Please try to keep this. I'm gonna do like Rob on the show. I'm giving you 30
You got me a
seconds.
45-second clock?
Yeah, and I'm gonna cut you off because this could go on forever.
No, it won't. Trust me, it won't go on forever. You might have to, say, "Nah, I need you to talk a little bit longer on it."
No, it's fine. Listen, the shorter the better with this. So it's been all season long. You've been talking your talk, as you say.
Well, not all. It's like the last 3 seasons.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. So no, Splenda, you did not miss the NBA stock up, stock down segment. You are just in time. So without further
Jesus
ado,
Christ. Of course.
yeah, he comes in right when this. Yeah. So yeah, without further ado, here's the odds to let me serve up the crow a little bit. And there you go, sir. The floor is yours.
All right.
30 seconds.
So, obviously, anybody that's been paying attention and watching the NBA has seen that the Denver Nuggets, a really great team ball, won the NBA playoffs. They are the champions. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, led by, I believe, Mike Malone is the coach, correct? And they had a lot of great players: Jamal Murray, Porter. They, all those guys. They really played great. KCP, Gordon, all stepped up to the plate. Now, the leader of that team, obviously, is Sir Nikola Jokic, my favorite player. Everybody knows Oz loves Jokic. That there's no secret to that. I've always said that I love Jokic, and I think he deserved to be 3-time MVP. Tony is the big Embiid fan here, so But listen, since we're together, I'll say, okay, we went a little overboard with the Embiid talk, being better than Jokic, and even Giannis per se. But honestly, listen. To be truthful, I want to say shout out to Nikola for stepping up to the plate. And I told Jokic, Steve Slender, Jokic time, baby. What I told him was like, bro, all this smack that you Jokic fans have been talking, now that he has his full complement of players, he better win. I said, because if he doesn't win the championship this year, after you guys talking all that smack, I'm going to give it to you. And I got to eat crow. He won. So listen, he did what he had to do. He's a great player. He goes out there, and what a lot of people don't realize is his basketball IQ. Jokic, what makes him so special is he does the best play for that particular time. So whether it's if they need him to score, if they need him to rebound, if they need him to take a charge, or if they need him to, pass the ball and assist, that's what Jokic does. There's other players out there that can score more points or look more flashy when they do it. But Jokic does all the little things to win the games. So props to Nikola. He gets, everything that he deserves. You will never hear a bad word come out of Oz's mouth about Jokic again. Congratulations to all the investors. Jokic to the moon, baby.
There you go. All right, good. Now that that's over with, so let's go from one win to another. Our buddy Rob Gerard had a nice show last night. Kicked off a he calls Around the Hobby, his take on Around the Horn, ESPN.
Yes.
Where you have a couple, they have a couple different reporters, and they get fired. Host fires off topics, stuff like that. And you, sir, were the winner of the inaugural episode. So you know, kudos to you on that. Steve says respect Oz for for
Yeah, bro. I told you. I said they better win. That's all I said,
yes,
and they won. So what can I say?
yeah, sure. And so now, yeah, so you won that. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And how'd you feel? Being
First, it's always a little intimidating because you have no idea what's how it's going to be, and I'm familiar with Tim from Slab Strong and Extraordinary Cards, and then Big Ken. Whenever you're in something with Big Ken, what are you gonna say? That guy, he's just full of knowledge. He's been around. He very insightful. So, and it's 45 seconds to just answer the best that you can. So not only do you got to be quick on your feet, you got to be informative, and you got to try to not repeat what the people have
Mhm.
in front of you. Or if you're first, you got to come out, rolling with your answer. So I'm pretty good at talking. I don't want to say shit, but talking shit on the fly and quickly. So when Rob's asking the questions, I'm kind of used to you throwing me up some softballs and me trying to knock them out the park. So I kind of have a little bit of edge over that. Ken does his thing by himself, solo. Tim is he's promoting his brand, so he doesn't really do the podcast the way we do. Same thing with Extraordinary Cards. So, I kind of have that benefit going where you give me the questions and I'm able to go ahead and answer them. So it was really fun. It was cool. I'm lucky that at the end, Rob was able to reset the score. Because if he would have left it the way it was, Tim had a nice, substantial lead. I probably would have never caught up. So kudos, Rob. That I told Rob, I said, listen, that's a great show. I think he has something cooking there. There's been a lot of people out there that loved it. It's short, it's sweet, informative. So I think that's something pretty cool that he can,
Yeah,
use that to and build on the platform. So very
yeah,
good, Rob, with that.
yeah, for sure. Real quick, Collector's Dream says hello, everyone. Hello, sir. Steve Splend, I don't know if he's joking or not, but he said if it makes you feel any better, he tore his Achilles today. So
Oh,
hopefully
stop it.
you did not tear your Achilles, Steve. And but listen, so one of the topics that you guys talked about, and I wrote it down as soon as Rob was asking, because he was asking about where do you get your hobby news from,
Hmm.
and then you guys talked about podcasts and Instagram and stuff like that. But then you made the point of like something about, forget exactly what it was, but about some, maybe a vintage collector doesn't care what the hobby news is and stuff like that. So I thought to him, I was like, can you have a fun or positive experience, hobby experience, whatever you want to call it, without being in the know, where you're
Hmm.
just kind of in your,
In your lane.
like our guy JS,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
where
Oh
all he
God,
gets
yeah.
is the magazine. I guess he gets his news through magazines.
Yes, yes. He does keep up. He like
But but that's just numbers.
it is, but they also it's not just numbers. They have articles. They talk about the cards. It's kind of like card ladder in print form,
Okay.
with a little bit more. They got their hype built into those magazines. So there's narratives built into there as well. Because when you read them, they're like, they'll talk about this card or that card, or or different types of sets. So you can kind of like get a little bit of you can get influenced by those magazines as well. So they can push the narratives depending on who the author, of those things are. But for the most part, they're more straightforward, and then obviously there's not that drama aspect to it that is included in social media. So, but that it's tough, man. It's not like, listen, you can collect what you love and not give a damn about anything else. Honestly, if you wouldn't have come on board when I asked you to, I would have still been collecting,
Mhm.
and I would have just been in my basement, probably, just chilling, listening to some podcasts here and there, but for the most part, collecting what I wanted, and not really, you forcing me to come here and do this. has opened, avenues for me to do, way more than I ever thought possible when it comes to this hobby. So I would have never went to the national. I never would have, walked on the stage with you and did that. I would have never, been on here for 100 episodes. I would have been in my cocoon in my basement, just hiding from my wife, making sure and trying to build the best collection possible that I thought would be, with the influences that I've been hearing, through the podcast. But yeah, you can do it in a cocoon. There's people that I've seen do it, so it's
Yeah,
just to get the overall experience and to make sure you're getting it to the fullest of your capabilities. I think you do need to, unfortunately, like I said, with the social media comes the good with the bad, but and the thing is too, you want to have people that you surround your people that are not only fun but are informative as well, so that can help you out with those things.
yeah. I think the actually, I don't know if the commissioner's still in the chat, but he kind of does that a little bit because like there's like a lot of noise going on, and he'll just like he just stays in his lane and does his thing, and he's like, dude, this is what I like. I don't like. He's like, oh wait, what? They said this. They said like,
Yeah.
we're a little bit more because we do this the
Right.
show, but he has a blast. No matter.
Yes.
He's like, dude, he's like, thanks for bringing me back. He goes too much to He goes, thanks, but no thanks. Type of
Yeah,
thing.
and
But
we're constantly pushing him to like, yo, instead of spending $1 on 100 cards, why not just spend $100 on, one, nice card?
yeah.
Eh, I
No,
can
he's
deal
like,
with
look, he just said nods head. Yeah, he just does his thing, and it's like he's in his lane, and yeah, he loves it. Like today, he showed us some cards that he picked up, and I'm like, yeah. So, collector's dream says for years he collected alone.
Mhm.
Uh, Blaine as well. I think that when you this is a whole different subject, but like it's nice to have people to share stuff with.
Yes.
Because like if you would have been in your basement alone, like there's no, oh, you picked it up, but there's nobody to tell.
Right.
Like that's a
Right.
whole nother aspect that I like that
Share
like
your wins and,
yeah,
sometimes your losses. You're gonna make mistakes no matter what. Nobody's perfect, you know.
sure.
And I have a little mistake that I made, pretty big mistake, actually, that I'm not done making the mistake. I'm trying to rectify the mistake. So once it's all said and done, it will definitely be a topic for the show. Oz made a big boo boo, but that's okay. You learn from your mistakes. But I'm hoping that eBay and said forces are able to help me out for doing what I did. If not, it's not the end of the world. But definitely just stay tuned for that one.
Oof, ouch. Is
Yeah,
that with a
that was
card or
terrible.
a toy?
That was a card. It was a
Okay.
card. It's one of those I should have known better. I got caught up in the moment. I seen something
Yeah.
that I thought was what it was,
Yes. Right.
and it's mislabeled by PSA.
Okay.
And then when I did further research, it's not the card that I thought it was, and I paid a significant amount for that said card. And it's one of those where the guy's like no returns, and it
Yeah.
just went to the authenticator. So I thought the authenticator would pick it up, and they said, 100% it's authentic. Yeah, no.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. I don't want to, release it
Yeah.
just yet. I'm getting the card back, so by June 23rd, I'll be able to make a dispute. I already called up eBay, and they said, I gave them the evidence that they had, and they said, listen, that sounds, like they misleaded you, um, and it's the label is incorrect, so we should be able to get your money back.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say you might have an out there with them having
But until
with them
that's all
having a
said and done,
mistake.
I don't want to talk about it because if it don't happen, I'm gonna be pissed.
That's fair. That's fair. So to sum it up, yeah, you can have you can have a positive or fun, whatever, however you want to say, a hobby experience without being in the know. But it is kind of nice to expand your view and definitely to have people to share with. Like I said, I always think back to our buddy JS, who he basically collects alone. I don't
Yes.
know how many people he's sharing his wins and losses with.
He's only there's like one guy that he faithfully depends on who's also a dealer.
Mhm.
And John, he's very stuck in his ways. He's stubborn. You can talk about love what you collect and do it how you want to do it. He's been doing it over 50 years, and he just builds sets. He has every set from they believe it's 19 might be 1956, but like every top set from 1956 on in all sports. So he has a pretty significant collection and multiples of that. And then he has that one individual, the dealer, who has been trying ever since the peak, the big rush to everybody coming back in, trying to slowly help JS sell his collection, but JS is not budging. JS is going to try to take that to the grave with him, so he's a complete card hoarder, and he will keep those cards, and he keeps talking about he's going to sell them, but he doesn't need the money. So it's tough when for somebody like that, when you don't need the money
Then how do you enjoy it?
because you love the cards. You're just an accumulator. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I mean?
know. That's what I say. Is it more about you love the car? Like you do love the cars, but it's just like I'm just getting more stuff.
It's an obsession. It's a,
Because there's
it's a
no way he can enjoy. Like you can't enjoy your cards when you have 30,000 cards.
he does.
Ah,
Bro,
dude.
that's the hoarder mentality. A lot of these guys. Look, if you remember what's his name? Ken Golden, the Golden Show. Did you see that last episode when they went into the guy's attic
Yeah,
and he had all that stuff? Like downstairs, it was all
yeah,
the Hess vehicles, right? And then he was like, this isn't much. He's like, well, let's go look upstairs. And then he boom, and it's like millions and millions of cards. Like those guys have been collecting forever and just holding this stuff. You know what I mean? And it's going to take a significant thing, which was the peak in the hobby, the boom in the hobby, that actually got a lot of these guys to like get off their ass and be like, yeah, I guess I guess I'm pushing 60. I might as well sell this shit now. So that was real important. But if that had never happened, they would have just kept collecting, bro, and been like, yeah, I'll just let my family deal with it.
yeah.
Who's the guy that Rob bought the card from? That PSA had their own. It was the older gentleman,
Oh, Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle Jimmy. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
dude. He's like a JS. Those
yeah.
guys are two peas in a pod.
I know. It's just like such a yeah. It's yeah. It's a fine line. Yeah, it's the hoarder mentality. I just man, it's wild. Let me get some of these comments real quick.
Yeah, go
Just
back to real quick, just passing through.
yeah,
I was talking about a story that I didn't divulge all the information, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But basically, I bought a car thinking it was one thing, and it's not. So I'm hoping to get my money back. And I just pissed at myself for not.
yeah. It happens. Listen, I've bought cards before where I get excited and I didn't read the whole thing, and then when
Yes,
I
that's
was like,
exactly
"Oh,
what
that
happened,
was
bro.
not it."
Yeah.
So, because
And the
some of
thing
these
is, this
cards,
card does not pop up, and that's why I was like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
I gotta get this." And I'm like, before some, because you know how it is. You see the card and you follow it, and 2 seconds later, it was a buy it now.
yeah,
And I was like, nah, I'm not letting this one go.
yeah, yeah, and then sometimes though these cards with the parallels or they're very similar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right now, there's a I'll tell you right now on my save list, I have a Roberto Clemente card. It's the same card. It looks to be the same card. One guy has it for $6, another guy has it for 140. To me, it looks like they both have this. So I'm like looking, I'm like, what? And it's nothing, but I'm like, what's going on here? And that can happen.
Yeah.
Like when the first one popped up was $140. I put it on my thing. 2 days later, another one, six. I'm like, hmm. So now I have them both. I have to look. I haven't sat down and look at them real close, but I definitely want the $6 one.
Yeah.
So let's see here real quick. Collector's Dream says JS sounds like a true collector, but I sold many of my sets to complete my mantle run. Yes, he is. I mean, this guy, like I said, he's a true collector. I mean, he just collects.
And the funny thing is, I've seen him like 3 times in the last month, and every time I see him, he's retired now, and
Uh,
he's just doing yard work, and he's just smiling. Every time I see him, he's like living his best life.
yeah.
He's like, "Hey, how's it going, Oz?" I'm like, "What's up, JS?" I said, "How's the collection doing?" "Oh, it's very nice. I'm just, it goes back. It's an onion. I got a lot of layers to it." I'm like, I
He's
know.
just basking in the ambience. So Debbie says sometimes it's hard letting go, even when even when a great card might not fit your precise PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I got a lot of those cards.
yeah, yeah, you do. Real quick, you talked to me about here this week. It was a busy week for the Wolfpack with a lot of success going on,
Yeah.
and you just you wanted to just give props to that and just talk about being a part of that is just cool, man. I mean, a lot of good stuff happened this week for
Yeah,
everybody.
bro, like big things for the gentleman that we associate with. So first off, again, thank Rob, sports card therapist, and Craig. I know Greg was a big supporter of the cousins. We had interviewed both of them way back, and they kept an eye on us as we started through our journey. And they formed the Wolf Pack before we were in there. And Craig and Rob were like, "Yo, these cousins, we really like them. We should invite them into the Wolf Pack." And the Wolf Pack at that time was just DMs. It's just a group of guys that were just DMing and talking the hobby and messing around, joking around. And they gave us a shout, and Rob slid into the DMs. He's like, "What would you guys think of joining the Wolf Pack?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, why not? What the hell? Maybe I can get some secrets, and pick the brains of these guys that have been doing big things in the hobby." So we joined up, and here we are a couple months later. We're gonna have the trade night at the National.
Which, by
And
the way,
go ahead.
uh, Hail Mary wants to know what's happening after the Wolfpack trade night ends at 9.
Hmm,
So,
that's a good question. I
odds
know,
after
like you were
hours.
talking about that we're gonna be buying this, that, and the third. I ain't buying a damn thing. I'm gonna have all my peoples buy the awesome drinks. Let's go.
There you go. So now, yeah, but we're getting back to these guys. I mean, yeah, it's been cool. Positive vibes. Sorry, um, to be positive,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's been cool
Since
though.
when did being pod be real quick?
Yeah, no,
Now,
no,
real
no, no.
quick. There's a misconception in this hobby about this toxic positivity thing, and I want to say bullshit to toxic positivity and the fact that being positive is a negative thing. It's like, dude, like, stop with the nonsense. There's nothing wrong with trying to be positive in your life. Why do you want to walk around being a curmudgeon, being the old man on the porch, or just like miserable? I deal with so many people that live their life that way, and like it drives me bonkers. I'm like, dude, stop crying, stop whining. The one guy, he's a mailman. He's next to me in my case, and dude, it's like Debbie Downer. I walk in, and he's like,
No,
"Meh,
Debbie's
meh,
right here.
meh," and
She's
it's
not a
like,
downer. She's right here.
yeah, no, not that. She's Debbie Upper. She's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
But like this dude, man, he just tries everything he can to bring me down. He's that crab in the bucket, like I'm trying to get out, and he's pulling my leg down. Like, get off of me.
Listen, when I used to work at when I used to where I worked at before, and I stopped going into where we would take breaks because dudes would just like come off and then just complain the whole time in the break room. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I was like,
Yeah, you can get easily like, and with the pandemic, dude, there was a lot of people that went sideways because of that. Being left to your own devices, and if you weren't a strong individual and you weren't able to, there was so many. You weren't talking about negativity and positivity. There's only two ways you could go, and you could get stuck in the muck of all the nonsense that was going on during the world at that time, and a lot of people gravitated toward this hobby to escape from that, you know. And then here we are with these same knuckleheads peeking into, oh, I collected cards too. And all right, but yeah, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. And that guy's fugazi and he's an asshole. And I'm gonna, oh, okay. Oh, I see what's going on here. Let me let
listen.
me put on my suit and call them all out. It's just like, yo, I don't, you know, again, if you're doing something nefarious, okay. But if we're just here giving our opinions and we're just trying to have a good time, man, we don't need that guy to rain on our parade. But neither here nor that's neither here nor there. Getting back to the Wolfpack and what Craig Shackner doing big things at the school card club, getting on the news. That thing went viral. Everybody and their mom, shared that and viewed that. That was big for not only Craig but the kids at the school. He's super invigorated with that. If you listen to the latest Crosstown Cardboard show, he kind of hit a lull there a little bit after the first initial wave because it was hot because of the boom, and then
Yeah.
it kind of settled down. But this whole news thing just took off, and he's like real excited now. I guess he's having maybe a little connection with Tops or something. I don't know what's going on,
Something's
but
going.
either way, sounds like this thing's going to take off, and next year's going to be huge for Craig. Mr. Carmine getting his promotion. He moved up, what was it, to the 37th biggest market in sports, being the head sports broadcaster there,
Yeah,
So
man.
that's
He went from the little leagues to the
yeah.
middle leagues.
So, like, is that like Charlotte Hornets and all
Yeah,
like
yeah. Charlotte Hornets, Clemson, all that stuff. So
yeah, bro. So
big
big
props to
shout
him.
out to Carmine being doing things. And then, Big Ken is just Big Ken. Everything he does is big. So it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like he's going to the national, and I think he has the what 62 tables set out for Big Ken. Is that
Yeah,
how many tables he got? Like,
it's
like I think he has half of the national on lock or getting paid for it. So Big Ken is always doing big Ken things. And of course, Rob, the sports card therapist, his show is just taking off like monster, doing all kinds of stuff. And now with this latest show. So it's like you can't not be in this hobby and not know who the sports card therapist is. And shout out to Dave. Dave does all the big stuff behind the scenes. We can't reveal, or that's hidden secret stuff. But yeah, he's doing big things as well. Um,
yeah.
and we're just here, I wouldn't say riding coattails, but like, we're doing our best to go ahead and keep up with what these gentlemen are doing, So it feels good to be a part of this group and to be contributors and hopefully, it just continues. So I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Wolf Pack, baby. Appreciate you
You know.
guys.
So tell me about that card you picked up from Extraordinary Cards.
Oh yes.
You got the
So
deal with
speaking of Craig,
the boys.
Craig hits me up, we're in the Wolf Pack, we're all chit chatting. And Craig is like, it's got something for you. So he sends a picture over and it's a Stranger Things Dustin, and he's you guys not familiar with Stranger Things? Obviously, I'm a Stranger Things huge fanatic of the show, and I collect cards and memorabilia. That's the thing that we do with my daughter. We just came back from seeing Millie Bobby Brown, which is huge. So for you guys don't know, that's huge. You're not fans, but so Craig, was like, "Yo, check this out," and it's a Dustin auto from Stranger Things, which is those are pretty cool, man. And you see them, and they've been going for a lot of money lately. And he gave me the thing. He's like, "Yeah, this is from Extraordinary Cards. You should hit him up." And I was like, "Man, I've never done that. Everything I've done is through either eBay or going to a show. But you have these gentlemen that are in social media that they basically all they do is sell cards, and Extraordinary Cards is probably one of the biggest ones, and he's constantly moving through inventory like you wouldn't believe. He's getting it and just moving it, and he can get the money that he wants to get for it, and we can get it at a good deal. So I was like, damn, I don't really know how to do this. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I just slid into, is it
You
Dave?
said, puss.
Yeah, just I'm a shy guy, you know me. I just don't go sliding into people's DMs like that. My mama taught me better than that.
Grown folk stuff.
That's still things that I'm learning as the ins and outs when it comes to, like, I'm real generic when it comes to buying my cards. It's eBay and it's card shows, and that's it. Real simple things that and even in eBay, I keep screwing up. So it's like, you told me, hey, go hit up this guy in Extraordinary Cards. I'm like, I don't know.
Listen, no tax, no shipping or whatever. It's gonna make it happen, and he gets good. He buys in bulk, so he's gonna get good deals.
Right.
I know you're gonna get that card on the comps.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know you're
So,
gonna get it.
he we talked about it and we already made the deal. So yeah, I got it at a great price, and it was easy, man. Easy peasy. So I would highly recommend Extraordinary Cards. If you see his stuff, follow him, give him a follow. And Rob, swears by him. Everybody in the Wolf Pack. So he's really, really good at what he does, great at what he does. So yes, comes highly recommended. And I got the card, purchased the card. So I had nothing bad to say about the experience. So it was pretty cool, man. It was one of those, and he's like, all right, he goes, yeah, just make a comment in the comment section,
Oh,
where I have everything posted. I'm like, listen, bro, I said I've never done this. What am I going to comment? Yo, hey, what, like, what do you want me to comment? He's like, no, just put in there, Dustin Stranger Things auto sold. I was like, okay. He's like, you don't go to school for this stuff. You don't know what. He's like, yeah, just put a comment in the thing. He does it a million times to me. I'm like, I don't want to look like an asshole. I'm like, well, okay. I make a stupid comment and goes, no. Then it's like, you got to erase it. And I was like, okay, what exactly do I comment
yeah.
in there? So
Listen, that's what you have us for. You can always throw it out there, and we'll help you out. Real
there you
quick,
go.
Lane is asking, what's going to be the big announcement this year at National? Ooh, I don't know. I know last year there was all kinds of rumors and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I really think that maybe next year we'll see something crazy. Or though this year with no rumors, that means that there probably is going to be something. Because last year
Mhm.
was like, oh, this is going to be bought, that's going to be bought. Who knows, man? I mean, I don't know. The rumor is that Oz is going to be dancing on top of the table at some point.
Hey, listen, Oz just doesn't offer up that kind of dancing skills just, for anybody. So it's got
Oh
to be
yeah, yeah, yeah.
special.
Don't worry. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I'm not gonna y'all better be throwing dollar bills or
Yeah,
something. Like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? I'm not just gonna be like, go ahead, oh, no, I'm
Nah,
not.
nah, I know how you roll, bro. I got you.
All
So
right, just checking. Or I gotta be, I gotta have a lot of drinks in my hand, be double fist, and just for it to flow. But maybe the big announcement is gonna be the Beckett comeback, bro. Again,
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That's
this
right.
time the right way.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe, perhaps. All right, man. Let's get to it.
Okay. Oh wait. All right. All right. What you
Let's
got
get to
there,
it.
brother?
I'm gonna go first. So this was a submission that I did on my own, like a big boy.
Oh, look at you. Couldn't
Oh,
include the
I
odds
told
with
you.
that. I got
No,
a
I
couple
told you
cards I
guys.
want to submit.
No, 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 no. These were the cards that got screwed up that I sent in, and the guy I sent these cards in, and I wanted the quick turnaround because
Hmm.
they're all either one on ones or like these are some bangers that I had, that I had, and I wanted to get them quickly, and I got them to our boy, and they did not come quickly. There was
Is this
a
Beansy again?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it was one of those things. I'm like, hey, I want the quickest turnaround. I know it's expensive, but I don't care because I want them back.
Mm.
And 45 days later, I got them back. It was supposed to be the 10 or 15, whatever
Did you get
10
a discount on that for
I
not?
did. I
Okay.
did. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't pay the big fee or whatever it is. So I got them back, and I'll just share these with you guys because one of them is something I want to talk about. But the first one is 2019 101 NFL patch. This one actually came Randall Cunningham. This one came back in 8.
Ooh.
Surprised about that. I didn't do the auto grade because
Uh-huh.
it's a little funky.
Was it? It looks good
Yeah,
here, but I guess
it does, but when you look at it up, but again, for me, this is about getting these in slabs and getting them looking, like everything,
that's
keep it
dope,
all
bro. That
uniform.
shield is crazy.
Yeah, man, I love
Auto's
that.
nice. Immaculate. Psh,
Yeah, I
love
know.
immaculate.
Everybody talks about national treasures, but
Nah, I'm a
immaculate,
huge immaculate fan, bro.
yeah. So that's the first one. This next one, I bought this. This was one that I found on the other platform. It was on eBay. It was crazy price, and I think I found it on either ComC or somewhere else. But this is the Randall Cunningham 101 with the Jerome Brown Memorial Patch. And bro, this came back a 9.
Wow. Wow. So what did you think they were gonna come back?
I thought that because this has some whiting on the upper left-hand corner, I thought this would be an 8. I thought they'd be reversed. I
Yeah.
thought this
Okay.
one would
Be a
come
nine.
back a 9, and this would be a 7 or an 8.
Gotcha.
So that's,
Well, that
fuel
that
for you and the commission's
well, look
5.
at that. Show that card again right there. Look at this patch, bro. It's
Yeah,
damn
man.
near the whole card, the Jerome patch.
Yeah,
That thing is sick, dude.
I love
Damn,
it. I love it.
immaculate.
I would
Telling you,
love to.
immaculate is freaking fire.
Yeah, I love this. Love this one. I was like, I had to get this because this is the only jersey that I own with the Jerome Brown patch, memorial patch, and yeah, love that. The next one is the 2021 Topps Chrome Roberto Clemente, numbered 5/5. This was actually a BGS 9.5. So came back PSA 9. I
Okay.
took a little L on that one, but you know me, I cannot have that BGS slab sticking out like a sore thumb.
Mm,
So numbered 5/5 and
that's dope.
PSA 9. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So the other one, which you know which one, the other one is the Superfractor 2021 Topps Chrome Superfractor.
Yes.
And I remember before I put this up on the thing, I remember telling you I was like, it was a 9.5, and it was 9.5. It had all 9.5. It was 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, and a 10 centering.
Hmm.
So I mean, it was a pretty strong.
Strong.
Strong
That's a
9
strong
point.
Beckett grade right there.
Strong Beckett grade,
Is
but
that a what do they call that? A Gem Plus?
yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because it had the 110. So, but it was eating at me, man. I couldn't it just I couldn't have it, man. All my other stuff is all
PSA.
about yeah, PSA. So I was just like, ugh. So I send this thing in, comes back. The guy's like, I say all my stuff back. He's like, yeah. And I was really worried about this one. I was like, I need this one back, man. Because I was like, yo, I was freaked out. I was like, this is taking too long. And this guy has my super fractor. I was like, I want the shit back, bro. Uh, you gotta pow,
Oh,
bang, bang.
see that? See that? Yeah, that's great, bro. That's
Yeah,
unbelievable. The super fract. Listen, there's one thing, and I don't know if PSA does it on purpose, but like for big cars like that, 101s, obviously the tops and people that put these cars out. If you're gonna have a 101, please make sure it's a 10 or as close to it as possible, so that when we do send it to get graded, it does, unless we absolutely screw it up ourselves by banging it around and messing up the corners. But that's great, man. To
yeah,
get you know that's the only card out there. It's a 101. But then when you get that PSA 10 on it, bro,
dude.
that takes it to another stratosphere.
I picked them up on. I've been sitting on this since Wednesday. I almost told you in the convinced the other day. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it till no, I'm sorry. I picked these up on Tuesday because yesterday was Wednesday. I've been sitting on these for 2 days now. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm like, bro, when so he comes out, he's like, yeah, I wanna here's your stuff. And he put that one at the bottom. I'm going through it. He's like, I want to see what you got, how you react. I was like, wow, let's go. Oh, dude, I was so hyped because like you said, to have the 101 super fractor and a PSA 10 is yeah, love it.
Mike Petty
Let me
says trade it for the Honus.
yeah, hold on a sec. I got it. Like we have a bunch of comments here that before we get to you. So yeah, like I said, happy about that. Uh, getting back to Oz dancing. James says, "Look, liquid encouragement will be heavy." Blaine says, "And Natty's going to be epic, better than last year." Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
every year seems to be better than the next. Sports card therapist says, "I love the extraordinary cards deal for Oz." Blaine is all about the meetups. He said he's going to run out of time to meet everybody. And Collector's Dream says Friday night with Oz at the National. There you go. And Commissioner's hyped about my cards. Let's see here. Collector's Dream says, congratulations, looking good. Thank you very much. Blaine says, very nice, Tony. Yes, sir. Blaine says he's yet to get himself a one-on-one. Well, there's going to be plenty of one-on-ones at the National
Yeah.
when you get there. So Mike Petty says, I only want a PSA 10 to 10, one of one. Wow. That would be, if you get the 10 card, 10 auto, one
Yeah.
of one, that's like the next level.
That's like Black Label. Yeah, that's like getting a
Yeah.
Black Label card from VGS. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Kamish said he would have held them to put them into a tag slab when they start doing memorabilia cards. That's the commish at the next tag board of directors meeting.
Kamish is the new VP of advertisement
Yeah, by
and
the way,
media.
Kamish, if you guys didn't, and I think it's on his account, he did a super nice job of doing a review of a tag grading the submission kit.
Yep.
Very detailed, very like nice. I mean, dude, I said he did a hell of a commercial for them to the
Yeah.
point where I think they reposted his thing.
They reposted
But,
it, and he has an interview with Tag, I believe, next week, where he's gonna, like I said, be VP of social media and advertisement. So good luck, Kamish. I
for
see you,
sure.
brother.
Yeah, so check out Irish Flyers Collectors on Instagram. He did a really nice job, and it was a cool. Like I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like a box within a box and stuff. They did a really nice job of
Yeah, 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 yeah. They're
yeah.
top of
So
the line.
yeah, for sure. Matthew says sharp looking cards. Mike Petty says he almost forgot about the super fractors. Kamish calls me the PSA fanboy. Mike Petty, ding ding ding. We have a winner. Where we at here? All right, and it's traded for the Honus. And yeah, this is so Irish Flyers collector Commish says to slab or not to slab one of one cards.
I say slab them all, baby. I don't even give a damn if you put it as authentic or even if you grade it. Like to me, it's like just get the grade. I don't care if it's a 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. The point is that's the only 101 out there. For me, it's just making sure you get it encapsulated and now it's protected, and you can enjoy it as a collectible or others can enjoy it too. But keeping it in a one touch or something like that, it's kind of like it's almost like disrespectful to me to just leave a 101 not slabbed.
Yeah, I took your brother. He had a card with Ron Jaworski, and I took it to him. And when I took it to him, he sees it in the slab. He's like, "Dude, this looks so much better in the slab." I was like, "I think it just when a card is slabbed up, I don't care what. I'll say this: I don't care what company because it just next level to me
Yeah.
when the card is
It
like
just
it just
it
looks
almost not listen, the card is the card. You know what I mean? We always talk about we could talk rap about all the grading companies and this and that. The card is obviously the most important part of that. But once you encapsulate it, and you put it into this, the plastic and it makes it a collectible. It makes it legitimate at that point. And and you get PSA, for example, being this is just a Michael Jackson card, of course. But putting like, for example, these cards right here,
yeah.
there's a million of these cards.
Hmm.
So these are sticker cards, and they're no big deal. But then you throw a PSA label on it, and now it's like, yo, that's pretty dope. You know,
Yeah,
where if I would just see these in the wild, these cards, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's nothing. But you throw
yeah,
a PSA slab on it, and you get a 9 or a 10. It's like, I buy that all day long. It
yep,
just legitimizes it, and to me, it before that, it was the wild wild west, and then grading companies came. And people could say they're necessary evils, but to me, it was really needed to try to regulate everything that was going on in the hobby, and it's a stepping stone. Some people say buy the card, not the grade, and agreed. But at the same point, when once it is graded and it's protected, it's a starting point from there. Then you can negotiate, and at least you have level as to okay, a PSA 9 goes for this, and then you could be like, if you really want to get even deeper, if you're a more polished collector, listen, I have a PSA 9 here and another PSA 9. This PSA 9, this eye appeal is way better than that one. So
yeah,
if you're gonna sell me that one, I'll give you 500 for that one and 650 for this one. Because then you're getting a little bit deeper. But on the surface, I think grading is necessary, and I think it really contributes big time to the hobby. And yeah, 101s all day long, bro.
yeah. I'm happy with it. Commissioner says fake news on the on the VP interview. So,
Is it?
it's
Is it?
like- and Commissioner also says he gives me props for having the stone to get that one-on-one graded and not just authenticated. Yeah, that was another. I kind of sourced some hobby people or friends or stuff like that. And I remember Kevin Cormier was like, he likes to, in his opinion, he likes to see a number instead of authenticated because authenticated might mean there might be some, sorry,
Trim,
AIH,
trim.
hanky panky, with the card where someone just got it authenticated. Because that's the way I was gonna go. Because I was afraid of getting a lower number or whatever. But
But dude, it doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Listen, I
Unless you're
forgot to
being
tell you.
real anal. Like that's like this one
Yeah,
right here. This is my Joel Embiid, my flawless, 101. If you can see there, 101 diamond. Now, the only thing that pisses me off is this again. I got this when I first started. I put in 101 Joel Embiid, and I didn't realize, oh, it's his Kansas uniform, and people don't like Kansas uniforms or college uniforms, so they're not going to look at it. To me, it was a Joel Embiid 1-and-1, and I had it in the one touch, and then last national, I was trying to trade it and sell it. Nobody wanted it. So Corky had put in a submission for SGC at the time. I was like, yeah, just go ahead, throw it in there. Not thinking it would get a 10. So when
yeah,
I got it back, bro, and I seen it was a 10, I was like, yo, it just takes it to another level when you got a 101 and then it gets the best grade possible. Cause it's like, yes, grading
yeah,
company did what not the grading company, but the maker itself did a great
yeah,
job on that 101.
yeah. Sure. Wildcard X asks, this is a good question. He asked Tony, when you crossed the BGS slabs, did you crack them or just send them in the slab? I had them cracked out, and I'll tell you why. I felt that if I would have sent it in and the grader sees a BGS 9.5, again, this is a human grading it. So he's, I'm
Is
thinking,
there,
I'm like,
is there
would
PSA snobbery?
would a PSA guy say?
That's not a 10. That's
Right,
not a PSA
exactly.
10.
That's what I thought
That's
of.
the
That's
difference between a Beckett and a PSA slab, sir. That's a 9 all day. Get out of here with that
yeah,
nonsense.
yeah, I did. So I had the guy who did my submission, he cracked it. I didn't crack it out myself. He did, cleaned it up, whatever I had to do, I mean, because the card, like I said, was super high. And that's the only reason I thought I had a shot. I was like, with the subset it had, I was like, man, with 395s and a 10, I think I got a shot. At least I was thinking, I was like, I would have been happy with a 9 to have come back at 10. I was over the moon. But yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, I did.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted though. You can do it both ways, Tony. If you want to blow this up real
Yep,
quick.
go ahead.
So this was the American Pie card that I had that actually graded a 10, and I sent this in to PSA just like that. So they cracked it themselves. So it was a crossover. So I said to them, because this was the only 10 SGC on the market, and I said if it can cross over into a PSA 10, great. If not, leave it in the SGC label. So it actually crossed over. So you could do both ways, So this person, the card graded a 10. It was a 10. So they did it.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
never know with the
yeah,
human element.
yeah, exactly. I was a little scared to take that chance. Kamish says numbers, as far as grading the 101. He said number matters to a lot of people. Some people buy the grade, not the number. Very absolutely. Yeah, he goes, but the 101 Roberto ain't leaving Casa de cousin Tony, so the number wouldn't matter. No, no.
Exactly.
If that would have been in a PSA slab, had it been a 7 or a 5 or a 4, whatever, like I would never send it in. It would just stay like that. The only reason I sent it in because it was in the BGS slab.
Yeah.
So Oz, man, what do you got over there? You got a couple things you wanted to talk about, some recent pickups.
Yes. Oh, recent pickups, man. Okay, so I got this one. I actually posted this one last night. Now, this is the 1996 Skybox Z Force Z Pete Zebut. That's a lot of Z's. Um, now, this card, it's a very rare card. Me real quick. I did
This
a
is an eBay purchase.
This is an eBay purchase, and
Was it an
so
auction or a buy it now?
no, this was an auction. So this is one of those things that I couldn't pass up. So basically, there's the Skybox Zabu, which is the base like a base card,
Yeah.
and then this was like a 10 card set. Let me see, Tony, talk real quick until I can
Yeah, no
find this
problem.
thing.
Well, it's funny that you say that stuff because like, see, that's exactly why with me with that 90s stuff, there's always, oh no,
Yep,
well, this isn't the one. There's two more versions, and you got
yep.
to keep searching around. So
So
yeah,
the difference in this one. So the Z Pete Zabu was an insert set limited to Series 2 of the 1996-97 Skybox Z Force product, and they were a hobby exclusive. So an unopened box of a 24 8-card packs recently sold for 4,400. So these were like the big chase card is the Kobe Bryant,
okay,
you
that's a
know.
dope card.
Yeah, so basically this is my Allen Iverson one. And if I have the base card and it just says Zebu, however you want to say
Yeah,
that. But the Z Pete is what sets us apart. And then the hollow foil, the one doesn't glow like this and have the different color. So these are pretty dope, pretty expensive.
hmm. What's the grade on that?
That one is a 9. There's only two higher. So there's a
Ooh,
pop 16 and the 9, and then there's two higher on that one. I'm pretty sure our boy Philly Car Collector has that.
at least you know where they're at. It's nice to
This
know
one,
about it.
I've been looking at this puppy for a long time, and I decided to just pull the trigger. It's just I love this card because it encapsulates a time in Allen Iverson's life before everything. He's just getting out of Georgetown. This is when he it's a picture of him at the draft. So this is the 1996-97 Ultra Rising Stars, and it's just him before the tattoos, before the cornrow, in his suit at the draft, and I just love that. It's a BGS 9.
Nice. Look at you. You're reinvigorated with the AI.
I am.
Like you're like shot out of a cannon now.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Now that's an eBay authentication thing you're
yeah.
pulling up
So I'm
here.
gonna save. I have two. One is my card of the week, and one is a reveal right now.
Okay. Well, Mike, I just showed my card of the week. I'll just show it again.
Okay,
Go ahead.
go ahead. All right, so now this is a card that I rarely see. Not that I rarely see. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it up for sale a lot in a high grade. And I figure again another skybox. You know, I'm a '90s freak because of Allen. So this was the 1997 skybox Z Force Allen Iverson Big Men on Court, and this is kind of like a
Oh, I
3D
like these.
3D lenticular.
Yeah, I like these.
So this is a PSA 9 Big Men on Court.
Hmm. So I'm gonna assume you're finding these a lot cheaper now than what they were going for.
If
I'm
you
looking
go
at-
ahead with the buy it nows, no, but these somebody put a bunch of these up for auction at the same time, and I was like, shit, shit, shit. I
Yeah.
got to make my move. Now, one of the that mistake that I made was
Uh,
kind of contributed to that. Why I didn't have the time to really see. I just seen
okay.
5 cards all up at the same time, and
Yeah.
one was a buy it now. And I'm like, okay, I made the offer to the buy it now. He accepted the offer, and then I'm looking at this, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's whatever. But these cards are pretty cool, man. These are definite bangers that I've been wanting to add to my collection. Still have a ton left with Allen, but these are 3 mainstays in the collection, and then I have this one that will save.
Hold on a second.
Unless we're gonna go right into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean we can. I mean, like I said,
You
my
said you already
my
showed
card of the
yours,
week
right?
was I showed my card of the week. So, sir, you have the floor for card of the week.
Okay, okay. Now, some people are familiar with this card. Most are. This is another one of those cards that has like 16 subsets to it. That if you think you bought the right one, there's like 3 more that are better. And I've been waiting and waiting to get this card. I paid a pretty penny for it, but it was worth it. This is the 1997 Ultra Star Power Allen Iverson Supreme.
Oh yeah,
Now,
yeah, because there are a few of those. That's sweet.
bro, this is the top. There's like
That's the top one.
4. You got your base, and then you have your power, and then there's like 4. I forget how many levels to this there are, but this is the Supreme is the one, bro. And this thing is like an atomic refractor type. It's like freaking
Ooh,
beautiful,
wee.
and it's die cut at the top.
Yeah. That's a 9.
That's a 9, bro.
Damn,
Let me quick look at the
dude, you coming in hot.
coming in hot, bro. Like, dude, I was just like, all these cards just popped up at once, and I haven't, I've been seeing them here and there, but then they were all like somebody must have just had them, and like I need to go probably getting ready for the national.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. I was like, dude, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff coming up. People are trying to liquidate to try to get some cash for the big show.
Yeah.
But
So this one in a 10 is like freaking ridiculous. Like,
really,
yeah.
listen, while dudes are liquidating like that, man, I like last year. I had that mindset too. Where I was trying to save going into the national, and I'm on the other side of it now. I'm just looking for deals leading up to the national. When I get there, the cards might be the last thing on my mind.
Yeah. So that's top 9, and then there's five higher of those. So
Nice.
very, very rare cards.
So not a bad week for the cousins, man. We racking up some good grades and some positive vibes. Oz winning stuff, man. So listen, it's another week closer to the national. Another week closer to the trade night.
Hmm.
All that good stuff. Uh, Next week, Monday's episode is a little different.
Yes.
Um, it's get the tissue box out, like you said. But
It's an ode
yeah,
to family.
yeah, it was a real fun interview. And just something different, but it ties into collectibles. There's
And
always a little, how do I say it? It always comes back to collecting something.
yeah, it
Something.
always comes back to the cars, but it's so much more. It's taking cards and then using that as a vehicle to just find your your legacy, like, and what this gentleman is doing, and how he's doing it, and him and his wife. It's just an amazing journey that they've gone on, and like I said, the cards are the vehicle as to how they're going ahead and doing this thing. So it's, again, it's a different type of thing, but it's an interview, and this guy, everybody knows the guy we're talking about, and we'll just save it for Monday and enjoy.
Absolutely. Before we get out of here, Cardboard Trap House says, nice. Thanks for the talk, fellas. Be good. And we appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's always fun. So, again, chat, thank you very much. It's always fun. Tonight was a lively chat with all kinds of goodness in there, as every other night, every other, Thursday night. Steve, I hope you're good.
Bro, he did really tear his Achilles. Yeah.
That is wild. So,
Damn, bro. What you like,
you can't
22?
listen. Yeah, bro, but nah, you're not a young buck anymore. You gotta stretch before you do certain stuff, man. You just
Listen,
can't
I
be out
learned a
here.
long time ago, which was probably like 10 years ago. I'm now 48. So at 38, I realized I am no spring chicken. And even these cats that work at the post office, you want to go ball? Let's go ball. I'm like, hell no. No. They're like, oh, well, you scared? You scared? Bro, I was like, bro, I would take your ass to the hole right now. I said, it's not about that. I said, what it's about is these are my money makers right here. If I tear an Achilles, if I tear an ACL, if I sprain my ankle, I can't work, bro. You know what I mean? I got to support a family. I'm not like you guys with no kids and, and y'all talking shit. No, no, no. You know what I mean? So learned a long time. I got nothing left to prove.
Yeah, ain't no time for that, bro. Ain't no time for that. So listen, bro. Another one down, another one coming up. So take us home.
How we gonna do this like we always do, bro? But first off, ripping and flipping cards. Thank you, sir. Good to see the collections growing. And Papa Jim, thank you, sir. Always a great show, good info and conversation. Listen,
Thank you,
we
Papa Jim.
appreciate everyone, man. This is a beautiful thing. Love doing this every Thursday night. Really, really, honestly, look forward to this. This is my highlight of my week. You know, just coming here and kicking it with Tony, having a recap and being kind of like the hobby news. We try to see what's the latest happens. So you get a little bit of everything, some cards of the week, and some funny banter. But the biggest thing and the best thing is kicking it with everybody here. And once again, shout out to the Wolf Pack, man. You guys, let me put it like this. I am proud to be part of the Wolf Pack. And sky's the limit with the gentlemen that are in there, the possibilities of what can be if we put our minds to it. Again, we're being positive, yes, and we're not setting people up for failure. If you put your mind to something and you really work hard at it, you know what I mean? Could you fail? Yes. But could you succeed? Yes. But if you never try, you'll never know. So instead of like being that miser and that old man on the porch and be like, yeah, you know what? It's okay to fail, bro. It's all right. You know what I mean? What do they say? Reach for the moon, and you know what I mean. You might not reach the moon, but you hit the stars. You know what I mean?
Something
So
like that.
something like that. I screwed it all up, but that's the point. Is
I don't. I mean, I don't. I only know like obscure '80s and '90s movie analogies. So don't
you
ask
only
me.
know Three's
Yeah, don't,
Company.
yeah. I don't even know like stuff like that, like Regal Beagle.
Chrissy's
Yeah, I
favorite.
know. I know Christy Snow and Regal Beagle. I don't know nothing about reaching for the stars and
uh,
I bet reaching for the stars and
so
falling on my face.
your guy was Larry. So you know what I mean. That's not saying
Yo,
much.
Larry was yeah, man. I
He was
like
the first giggity giggity, but
yeah,
I
exactly.
think his character is based off off of Larry. With that being said, fellas, thank you so much. We appreciate everybody that stuck around. James Lumen, love you, baby. And we're gonna end this like we always do, and that's keep focused, keep positive, and keep collecting. Hey, yo, Tone, bring the beat back.